I was your heir apparent.
If only you'd been more patient, Frost.
Like I'm patiently waiting to kill you.
Finally be a part of a franchise that, you know, meant so much to us going back to, you know, us being little and playing the game. So yeah, I definitely knew about Mortal Kombat, but like I said, when I got the audition, I didn't even know it was for Mortal Kombat, because the project was code named at that time. And so I just got these sides, these few lines of a character, and it wasn't listed as Frost, it wasn't listed as Mortal Kombat. So I just kind of had to create a character based on the little information that I got. And then when I got the role and found out that it was Frost and it was Mortal Kombat, I was over the moon.
And Sarah, when you're voiceovering a character like that, playing in a sort of computer game, and the sort of background and that, do you sort of want to bring your own sort of mystique to, or do you sort of, in terms of, you said about sort of Frost and your understanding from what the producers had given you and sort of the script, what sort of, I know it's a voiceover sort of talent, but what sort of vibe are you sort of getting about this sort of Frost character from what the producers were looking for?
Yeah, so that was exciting. You know, the first session on a video game, once you've booked a role, the first session is usually like you're figuring out the voice print with the director and the writers and the producers. And again, since I had been so fortunate to work with NetherRealm in Injustice 2 before, I already had a relationship with them. And the director, Amanda Wyatt, is one of my favorite people in the entire world. And so Amanda and Dom and Sean and I, we just played around in the first session with some ideas that I had of what I thought the vibe that she would have and the voice that she would have. And then with given their adjustments and directions, we landed on the kind of gruff, deep, scary voice of Frost that we then carried out through all the rest of the sessions.
Yeah, I suppose, Sarah, in terms of Mortal Kombat, you mentioned Frost in terms of the video game, and we know it sold so millions and millions of copies worldwide, all over the world, in so many countries. And I suppose the dialogue in terms of Mortal Kombat, the cutscenes are almost video-esque in terms of their production as well. Like, so in terms of that, you probably have fans or followers who probably is looking at saying, Frost, who is this voice? They probably research and look into it. And so have you got sort of people saying, hey, Sarah Cravens, in terms of Frost in Mortal Kombat, have you found people notifying or contacting you in terms of that?
You know, I've been really fortunate to, I'm not super big on social media, but so I don't have these like giant followings where there's like a bunch of trolls. I've been really lucky to have really kind people, really nice people to reach out and either tag me in something and draw fan art or write a little message of, you know, that they liked the character, and all of that stuff is lovely. You know, we all, it's years to put a game together, and when you have the responsibility of a really important character, you care a lot, and everybody cares on the team to create something that that people will resonate with. So it's always nice to hear from people that they liked her and they liked the game and they love you know, the moves that she has, and they love the design of her and they love her voice, and all of that feedback is really, really special to hear.
And Sarah, in terms of Frost, she is a new sort of character in terms of Mortal Kombat. She wasn't originally original like the Scorpions and the Sub-Zeros and the Shang Tsungs that have been there for generations, going back to the early 90s. So when you're sort of breaking out a new sort of a character and with her new sort of trends, it's important that obviously that she becomes successful, or she makes her own mark, so that she can stand on her own 2 feet and she can be taken up in sort of future games. And obviously looking at that, then you're hoping that she leaves her mark, that in terms of TV series of Mortal Kombat coming down the line, or movies, that people look at that Frost character and say, oh, there's an interesting character that we can further development. And obviously, if that's the case, then they say, who has the voice of Frost? And that might open up further opportunities for yourself.
I certainly would hope so. Yes, I love this character, and I love the story that the writers gave her. I love that there was so much conflict within her of like who to follow, like Kronika or Sub-Zero, and she had this internal struggle of like who she wanted to follow and who she wants to be. And I am so grateful to the writers for giving her such a compelling story, because like you said, she didn't show up in the other ones, and so there is a certain responsibility and an excitement to, she's a new not, you know, they didn't just create her for this, but she wasn't in the other ones, and so this is the first time she's being voiced in this game. And so there was a really exciting responsibility to creating something and a character that connected and resonated, that they would want to bring back for other stuff. And oh my goodness, yes, I would play her forever. I love her.
And Sarah, in terms of the original sort of Mortal Kombat, were you lucky enough to see the original movies when they came out, the Mortal Kombat movie in 1995 or 1997, or TV series Mortal Kombat Conquest? And what was being a voiceover actor, what was your sort of take on those sort of productions of Mortal Kombat?
You know, I think there's such different mediums that it's hard to compare them. You know, the cool thing about video games now is they really are so cinematic. The cut scenes of our game of Mortal Kombat 11, they're stunning visually, and so the cut scenes, I remember us like watching them during the sessions, and you're just blown away with how cinematic everything looks and how they do look more like a film than a video game. So that's exciting because there's similarities there, but you know, with live action versus voicing a character, they're just so different that and also there's been so many iterations, there's been so many games, there's been so many movies that I personally look at it as it's just an exciting franchise that I feel like will live on longer than all of us, because the characters are compelling and the story is compelling, and there's endless amounts of stories to tell with these characters that you know, I don't want to compare any of them. I'm just grateful to be a part of it because they are so well known and people love them. So I'm so happy to be a part of the Mortal Kombat family.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the Mortal Kombat family and its alumni, and I suppose it's roughly 30 years, and I suppose the Mortal Kombat franchise